Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay.
Welcome back, participants. We have got questions from participants, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Sir, first question is from one participant. He is asking how physical design is different from PCB design.
Okay. Right. So PCB design is altogether a different methodology. In PCB design, you need to primarily concentrate on how do you place the components, how do you connect those components, and is it a single layer or multi-layer, and you use their dimensions and their locations and these things. So since the electronic components has different types of electronic components, one is through-hole components, second is SMD, surface-mounted components. So therefore, the PCB design accordingly has to be done. In physical design means may not be considering the electronic design, then you may use your different machining tools, machining approaches uh, for the product design. Say a bottle design is altogether different. A PCB design is altogether different. So if I want to have a sensor node where small PCB has to be made, then the design uh, is altogether different. So it is all two different ways of two different paths. One, electronics we need to consider here in PCB design, various components, their orientation, their structure, their sizes, their directions. But in the normal design of any product, you are focusing about the thickness, the materials, the dimensions, and there is no physical way of electronics much in the normal design. And normal design, we use the laser cutting, 3D printing, milling machine, and various other machining tools. But for PCB design, you need to use a software for designing, and then for manufacturing altogether is a different technique. So I think there is a very wide differences between PCB design and in the case of product design, other product designs. But yes, in some means PCB design we can also use milling machine through there are some other techniques are there. So I think this way both are uh, PCB design primarily done through the software, and all other product designs though you do, but you require a very good machining tools later stage. And the softwares which you use for both these cases are different. You may use the 3D modeling tools, but here we have a Eagle, Altium for the PCB design.
Another question is from one more participant, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, what are the requirements for patent filing in electronics equipments?
I think any product, when you do the patent to be filed, you should have a first thing is novelty. Novelty means your idea should be different from other ideas. Nobody should publish that idea, and it's altogether different. Second thing, as I mentioned that the innovation which you are trying to publish should have some industrial applications and serve the end users. And fourth, it should be all different from the existing electronic instruments that you have. Either the technique, the principle, the way it is measuring should be different. So then there is a patentability, you can get it. Otherwise, you may not be able to get the patentability. So novelty, how your product is different. Second, how it is useful to the people. And third, various features that you are bringing in should be different. And then if these three qualities are there, then your instrumentation, you can be able to make the patent in that.
Sir, another question is from the same person. Is there scopes of patenting in PCBs?
Generally, PCB comes as a trademark, not as a patent. But yes, in multi-layer PCB designs, if you use some kind of materials, if you could able to reduce, or maybe you can use some kind of mechanism or process, that kind of processes could be patentable, but not the PCB itself. PCB, it could become as a I think as a copyright, not as a patent.
Well noted, sir. Another question, sir. Is there material selection parameters required for PCB design?
Of course, there are several materials. Even a resistor you need to choose. There are 1,000 variants of the resistors available. You need to figure out the accuracy. You need to figure out the sizes, the dimensions. There are several parameters you need to look into the.
Sir, another question. How PCB designing changed by using 3D printing?
I think there are several people are doing it 3D printing by using 3D printing PCB design. That could be good for only one piece initially for prototyping, but for mass production still this is not a feasible solution. For initially for quick prototyping, for testing your initial design, you can still go for the 3D printing. I think today there are innovations, 3D printed teeth available, 3D printed human organs are available, 3D printed homes and cars are available. So I think as a research component, there are PCBs can be made through the 3D printing and the material has to be changed. But it is a little expensive in comparison. But however, initially I want to make one product and need to test it in the lab. In such cases, you can still use the 3D printing. In such cases, the materials, the missions slightly changes. There are other techniques also. PCB milling machines are available. I can show you one of such mission which we have. Rather going in a mass production. Initially, you can do the 3D printing. Sorry, PCB making in the lab, either by 3D printer or by the milling machine, which we will have. I'll show you that later.
Thank you so much, sir. These were all questions. Some questions are repeating here, so we can move ahead for further.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. I think we have good questions. I think I request all the participants to look into that, and we will have more. I'll show you some demonstrations before I go into a formal presentation, and then we will also have a little more questions in the next stage. So sure, I think I can understand that there are more interest arising from these devices or this equipment. Let me quickly go through some presentation or demo of this or the video through this, then I'll come back if time permits. Let me see, this is some of the products that we have done. I think one thing I can tell about here, smartphone kit we made, where it is a completely electronic product design has been done. Various PCBs has been designed in our laboratory for small electronic experiments. This could be good for ECE students, CS students, even for mechanical students to understand the basic principles, very basic principles of electronics. Now, I could show you this I wanted to take the laser. Let me. You could see this, all this side. These are all the PCBs manufactured in the lab and assembled and tested to make various principles of electronics, how resistance series can be measured, capacitance can be measured, transistor can work as a switch, work as an amplifier, uh, then the rectifier circuit, then you have a NPN transistor, PNP transistor, all those Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's current law, and many more theorems has been implemented with electronics, designing these various PCBs for that and integrating with the software, and this itself is a completely product design. So here I have electronic product design, there is a software design, then everything I need to pack up, then the product design do come into the picture. So really it makes a multidisciplinary team that you need to work and collaborate work, and I'm sure that things will go right. We may conduct some workshops on this particular product. It is very interesting for teaching practically, and we've been done a lot of 400-500 field trials with the various students, and we got very successful remark. So I wish to say here is that complete design of PCBs is done in-house, and of course we get it manufacturing of these boards around 100-200 each one, and then assembled. So there we have not used the SMD based kind of facility because this work has been done little early. Now we are going to have SMD based components so that you can even quickly do it, small miniaturize these products. I think some of the other products that has been designed, you could see the wireless sensor network nodes have been designed. You could see here 3D printed. Of course, these boards are already custom available boards, but then the 3D printing has been done. And the students you could see here are assembling the components, testing their components in a practical way. And you could see otherwise mobile and pervasive computing lab here again various hands-on courses has been done. Then I could see here embedded boards. These boards are all has been designed, developed in-house at IGGTW. All these electronic products have been developed, and that is primarily used for building your smart devices. And then you could see here is SOC design. Of course, we have not done the design of these boards, but we use this board for other purposes. And then mobile operating systems, that was another area. Then I wish to see this. This is another product. Home automation system has been designed, and I want to say this is a smartphone kit, which I was explaining earlier. How smartphone kit could be done, because our aim was that to make each and every component available to the user, and they can able to visualize the integration, and therefore they can able to experiment, understand, make some changes. And this one, the right one, is the smart home. So you know the smart home applications are very useful, and you will realize the existing homes, many of them converting into smart homes, or new homes that we are building are primarily has a smart home. So we have a smart home kit built here. I tried to see this in the product design when we have done. This was a simple already existing board, so we took this some packages and we have housed it here. Here we use some laser cutting, then we use some kind of drilling and milling kind of facility. Here also we use a small existing briefcase, and just we looked into there some designs and just assembled and fabricated here. And these are the some of the books that we have written, and some manuals are available for these courses. And here you could see there is a small tiny board which we have designed, and here this board is completely done. The casing is through the laser cutting machine which we have. I think I'll come back to the these things. Let me play some video to you, then I'll see this. Please concentrate here we have a pick and paste mission. So I will have a manual. We have a manual pick and paste mission. I shown you the PPT in the very beginning, the lab infrastructure, and this was a mission around I think 7-8 lakhs mission, which we bought 7, 8, 9 months back. But then when we bought, we thought of going for some couple of events, but unfortunately we could not able to do due to the current situation. However, uh, very soon when things goes right, and we will invite you have very good make in lab practical approach. You can design, develop, make, and take finally, and use it finally to the end as a end user. And such a concept we are going to have, and this is a completely electronic product designs. Now, I would like to say here, uh, Mr. Rajkumar, is it visible to you? Audio?
Sir.
Audio is visible. I mean, sorry. Here?
Yes, sir. Video is visible, but due to network, like internet connectivity, audio might not be available during the play of video.
Okay. See, I just wanted to talk about few things here. This is your PCB. This is a PCB mounting area, and there are two nozzles. These are the two nozzles which actually picks the electronic components. Where will be the electronic components? There is a reel you could see here. These electronic components are surface mounted. They will be mounted on this PCB. They're very small in size, and therefore these components come through a as a reel of the components in a proper dimensions. So we have around I think 10 feeder tabletop SMD pick and place mission. This we have bought recently. We have conducted a couple of experiments and created our own user manual for training purposes and also for manufacturing. And this is a head assembly which is responsible for picking the components. And here is the camera vision, and the components are tested is the right components have been picked and the right directions are changed, and then the read write head picks the components and assembles it a proper place. It also have a software for fine tuning where to keep and how to keep. CSV file will be given to this, and that will comprises on this board the board design, the directions, the locations where each and every component, and all that programming has to be done through the software. And then you keep the PCB where the components have to be assembled. This machine automatically picks the components through the reels, which are feeders at the back side, which comes through this, and it picks up those components and places here. So before placing this PCB, we keep the reflow, tensile printing. Through tensile printing, I can keep the lead onto the that, so that when the components have been placed, after that I can take this PCB directly and keep it onto the reflow oven, and that will be done the shouldering. So let us play this video. So here are the components. Picking up, taking it on the camera, and
So
placing.
voice would not be clear during the video, sir. So we can.
Pardon me.
Sir, voice would not be clear during the video. So
No
during the
problem.
video,
You
the
please see
sound
that.
will go.
Yeah, there is a sound actually. There is not very clear voice because the machine makes a lot of sound. So
Yes,
you don't need to worry about that sound, but you could see that four things you can observe. How this nozzle picks the components. The second thing, after picking the components, it takes through this particular place, which is a camera vision. It identifies and checks it is the right components have been placed in the right direction. Then this head goes to the PCB and properly places in that on the surface. And then it does so much fast so that you can quickly, I think for a minute around 60-70 components you can able to house it. There are various speeds of these machines, and then it can pick up two components at a time because you have two nozzles. So and assembles the two components at a time. So please have a look. I think that's all this video. It is actually surface mounted LEDs. It has 7-8 LEDs and it is mounted on the surface. And the LEDs are there on the tape with the feeder. And then there are some resistances also. So two types of feeders are there. One feeder comprises this LEDs and the other one comprises. And suppose you need to keep some ICs, the other components, so you can keep this area is IC tray area, and you can keep this properly, and then again the read write head picks those ICs and properly places.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, somebody has asked in the chat box that what is that black device where the light is glowing?
Yeah, this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this one is called the camera vision actually. So this is primarily meant for when you pick the component, it identifies is it the right component has been picked. Second, the orientation of the component is proper or not. That has been done here. This is a camera vision technology. Okay, there is a camera and there is a double vision also, so that the picked components will be identified, tested, even it can even test the component is right or wrong before it is assembled on the board. There are the various techniques and various methods and high-speed vision technologies are available. So this is a moderate, not low cost and not expensive. It's a very for a medium scale production, we can use this kind of equipment. Is there any other questions, Mr. Dr. Kamal?
Sir, that's fine, sir.
Okay, so the learnings here you need to look is this is a pick and place mission. Why should I use it? For assembling the various electronic components. Why this mission is required? I cannot assemble by human manually. It is very difficult. You cannot do that because it's very miniaturized size. And third thing, it does testing of the components, accurately placing the components, and increases the efficiency, and therefore most of your today's electronic gadgets which you use, be it a smartphone, be it your any medical devices, almost all has been manufactured through this kind of pick and place mission SMD based mounting technologies, and in future you will be going to see all such designs, and I'm sure that this kind of mission really helps the students and also to the researchers, and you can able to manufacture within the lab for some kind of electronic devices. And the manual we have created 10 to 12 experiments. I'll show you a little later so that you can really useful for those people. And mechanical people also can able to learn. And this is IC tray. You could see this. This is actually the software which helps you to test before you run it. And this is a tabletop pick and place mission. The one which you have seen is the same mission. And you could see here there is IC tray. Some ICs you want to keep it. ICs doesn't come in the tapes. Some ICs, some bigger ones comes up in the separately, and you need to keep in a tray and give the location so that this read-write head this picks the properly those ICs and places again on the this. So this is a software which you use it so that you can able to program all and accurately you can do so that this is actually the tape where you could see the components are there, and these are the feeders. There are two types of feeders. I think 20 feeders are there. Here you can keep 20 different components in the 10 in this side reels, and this side is here are two reels we have. You could see here one is resistances and other one is LEDs. So the components comes as a magnetic tape, and you can through the feeders you can interface. Then the machine will pick each and every one, and very fast it could be assembled. So this is actually the mission which we have in our lab, and this is same photo video we have taken up when we have conducting small training session. Sorry. To program this, you need little understanding and it takes little more time. If we conduct the hands-on sessions, you can able to make use of that. So I thought of just only showing you how you can able to do this. So focus on this black one. This is IC tray. So the ICs have been kept it on this, so it can pick those ICs and properly place on the PCB. And is adjusting the X, Y, Z axis. I think once you have adjusted, and then it automatically picks and goes on to this way, and that way you can do this. And I wanted to tell you the we have now recently bought the reflow oven. Of course, we can do some soldering with this soldering gun also. So I just wanted to play for you. This is a soldering gun, hot air gun. Through hot air, you can able to solder some SMD based components also. But today we have a reflow oven to replace this. And those are the actually assembled components through pick and place. So hot air is being passed. This is not touching the components. The hot air is passed through that hot air. The soldering can be done. These components are the LEDs. This one, and there are two resistances as well here. You could see this is so miniaturized. Now through that hot air, the soldering has been completed. So 300 degrees centigrade, we keep it for hot air. So now the components have soldered, and it is through hot air actually. It is not contact. We're trying to. I think that's soldering. I would like to show you some manuals for 3D printing, laser cutting, pick and place, PCB making. I will just go and maybe I'll show you this manuals. Uh, Other products that we have designed, we also have our own company. I could not cover you some of those products that we have done, but I just wanted to show you that. So this is, I just want to pull up one more video that was not able to integrate in the slide due to the size. May I just try to connect it 1 minute. Share, share. Is this video Mr. Rajkamal, are you able to see this video?
Sir, yet not started.
I'm just starting now.
No, sir. Only the window is visible. I think you have minimized it. Actually, it is not under the sharing.
Okay. You just help me to share a video.
Sir, if you just show onto the screen, then it will be visible. If it is minimized, then it will not be visible.
Okay.
You just double click on the video, sir.
1 minute. Is it now?
Not now, sir.
So how I should do?
Sir, you have to double click and then you have to make that shareable.
Let me stop sharing first. Now I stop shared. Then I'll
Right,
go
sir.
to the share option.
Right, sir.
Are you sure you want to share? Yes. Include system audio also you used to mention. Then
Yes, sir.
I need to go to that particular video.
Sir, if you are just going to share the video, then you have to start the video and then you can share. And if you are sharing your whole window like that, then you have to double click on the video now.
Now,
We have to take this.
is it visible?
Video is not visible, sir. So one thing you can do, you start the video in background and then you can share the video only with instead of sharing the whole screen. Yes, now it's visible, sir.
Okay. So what am I showing is that there is a stencil printing. One more process. Suppose I have a PCB made. Now I wanted to apply the lead on the surface of the PCB so that my components will be mounted, others mounted, and then hot air will be flown, and then the lead will be dissolved, and the components will be soldered. And that technique I am going to show you here. And this white one, this plate is called the tensile. Suppose I want to make a 1000 sensor nodes for environmental monitoring. The PCB layout will be printed here. One such board, one such tensile is created. There is a holes, there is that. And then the PCB will be kept it here, and then there is a solder paste, and that paste will be placed on the top of that manually. Then wherever there is a hole, the paste will be applied on that particular point, so that after mounting the components on that particular location, hot air will be flown with the reflow oven where the soldering can be completed. You can see this process here. So that is the original PCB, and there is actual stencil printing, and I am going to apply the paste on this top. Wherever there is a hole, the paste will go through that hole and it will stick on to the only those areas where you need to do the soldering, and this can be automatically done. And for that purpose, we have a stencil printer, and that is the paste. That is actually the lead, which you generally use it for the soldering purpose. So by this way, the lead will be applied wherever there is a hole, and only that portion on the bottom of the PCB it will be done. So he is trying to apply only for the LEDs. So the paste is applied only on the LED components. Now you keep this PCB for pick and place mission, and the LEDs will be picked and placed on that, and later it could be soldered. Yeah, now you can see how we can assemble the feeders through the and the components through the tapes. You please see here are the uh, feeders. You can have 10 feeders this side and another side 10 feeders, and these are the reels components. Here you could see there is a white tape. Okay. Now the reels have been properly feeded. Now the machine can able to pick up, and the PCB has been housed and settings has been done here. Now it's picking the components and placing it. Two components is picking at a time. The two nozzles. So that is how you can able to do. And these are the various nozzles for various components to pick, small components and the big components. So we need to adjust the nozzle. So that way this machine is going to operate. I think that's all. Some video I wanted to show it, but of course we can able to show you some manuals. So we have various manuals for this. For example, laser cutting and the same pick and place machine. These are the. Are you able to see, Dr. Kamal?
Sir, right now the same thing is visible. The window is visible, but the file is not visible.
Okay. Now?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible, sir.
Okay. These are the 10 experiments we have created, and a manual has been created, SMD pick and place mission. So, for example, introduction to SMD installation of the feeder, complete process of SMD, changing the nozzles, placing the PCB board, creation of CSV file, then pick LEDs from the feeder and place it on the board, and pick the resistances, pick the LEDs, and arrange the tray in array for picking the ICs. These are the basic things that you require, and each of these experiments with the proper diagrams, names, and explanation of these figures and numbers have been created. How do you do the feeder changing, and what is the method that you have to follow? Each and every experiment, various kinds of nozzles and which one you should use. Say for example, here the sizes are different of components. You need to pick up those nozzles. So the nozzles will come across with the machine itself. And then how do you change? Then how do you organize the PCB installation stack? So each and every procedure, CSV file creation, placing. So the complete manual has been created. This has been created by our research scholars and made available for training and any students to use it. So I think I thought of sharing one such manual for you. This is for pick and place machines. Then we also have other manual. Let us say laser cutting machine. Laser cutting machine. Sorry, it was. This was in various operations: cutting of the text design, engraving of the text, double layer design, separate text inside the rectangular box, cutting and engraving. So various experiments and the procedures have been created step by step. This is again a manual for generally we conduct for our own students, and some students wants to make their own products, so we gave this facility. This is a bed for laser cutting. We have done some experiment. This is the interface, user interface for laser cutting machine. So we have done some of these different cuttings, engraving of the text operation. So you can identify the location. I think you need little programming for this. It can be easily done by mechanical students, a mechanical faculty can really work, but though we've been using it in the computer science department, and then it is cutting this. So this is the engraving. So we can even cut it on the paper. It is a very fine-tuned operations, and we've been using it for various operations. So this way, complete laser cutting machine and its operations have been demonstrated. Of course, we have been using for various purposes, be it a acrylic material you can cut, wood you can cut. Of course, in metals it cannot cut. There are different machines for metal cutting. You can choose the different machines as per your requirement. So for us being a electronics department, we need some wood to be cut or some plastic to be cut or some acrylic sheets should be cut and do the drilling or milling or engraving. So it was a very fine tune, and even it can do on paper cutting very good designs. So we've been using this facility for quite a long time. It's also good to have some various shapes that we have cut. Trying to display for the students. So this was a one more laser cutting machine, and then I want to show you the 3D printing manual also. Also available on our website. Here we have done studied the 3D printing, how to create a simple box, XNAT, I think U bracket sheet metal, to design a project name, text, 3D printing. I think this is a process how it has been done. You can have a CAD design, export it, then misfiring, export, prepare, and this is a mission which we have, and all this processes has been explained here, and step-by-step procedure for each and every operation has been given and the programming through, so students can able to do, and various products I have shown you that has been made with the 3D printer that we have available. This is some programming you required to do the CAD design. Those especially mechanical people can easily understand these processes. Of course, anybody can understand who has to do and interest. So need is the mother of invention. And if you need a, let's say in a computer science department, we've been able to do all these activities because it found that we need to have this. So we could able to create and make use of this. So that way, this is the interface, the mission which we have in the lab. This is our lab, and there's the user interface finally to fire the things, and this is your 3D printing material you need to install, and finally start button and press, the operations goes on, and it tells about what is the temperature inside and outside and how much time is elapsed and how much lead has been consumed, and all the analytics you can able to get. And this is the finally read write head of that. So it has been printing here, and of course I have shown you so many products that has already been 3D printed through our machine that has been there in the lab. So I think I'll show you that this is another small set of components which has been 3D printed using this 3D printer. There are many more, and you can visit some of the resources available on mysmartphonekit.mobileeducationkit.net, etailapps.com, and dic.igttw.com, mobileeducationkit.net. So you'll find a lot of resources available in this. These are some of the other products that we have done, and we also done here some electronic design for our own thing. And this was a SenseCom kit, sensor and communication kit we have manufactured. And this was a soil sensing kit which we have deployed, which I have shown you in the previous slide. I think these are already I covered. And this is the one of the finest 3D printed here, and even the electronic. And this was actually we took this already existing cell and done some operations and make the holes. So we created a very fine product within the lab. I think rest of the things was shown you. This how you can able to make your products. And let me share you the slides now. Um, slide. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about a few challenges. Maybe from this slide. I think what is the learnings after doing all this work, uh, and be it product designs and filing the IPR. These are the some of the IPRs and product designs that we have filed. The key observation is need is the mother of invention. So one need to have intuition to do so. And that is the most important thing in this product design. And then industry and academic collaboration really need to have. So you need to establish that. And uh, to do so, you need to make a good relationship with these people, and then you can able to work on this. This also helped us a lot. Then you need to make a good team of students and motivate them to work on that and provide the facility to them. And then you also need to look into the practical use of those products. If you design and that is not going to use for anybody, then there was no need of doing that. So you need to have that end user requirements, and for resources to do so, you require some good projects, funding, equipment grants, and so on. So having done this, you can able to achieve this kind of ecosystem. And then finally a good team with mentors, collaborators, students, research scholars really makes that kind of setup to establish this. It is not easy. Of course, there are a lot of challenges in product designs, and how to overcome it. So one of the major design is a collaboration with the right team. Okay, so I think the collaboration with the NIET is almost 10 years, and still people comes to me, and we also serve them wherever is possible within the time constraints. That way, we also learn good things from NIET when we visit, and they have some good state-of-art lab facilities, the involvement of management to do some good projects and R&D activities, and motivation of the faculty. So I think that is a good thing, but still they also need to walk up, not to stop at this point, and see a few more steps in future. So right, collaboration definitely helps. Unless they have invited, I would not have prepared these slides. I almost spend 15 days time whenever is possible, try to look into that, what to be covered, how to be covered, and discussion, thinking, so that it meets the audience requirements and the topic of the interest to me as well. So time and efforts, as I mentioned that, though I was busy with so many examination activities, and also head of the department, but I took time to do this activity because of my interesting nature and coming out from the comfort zone. So you need to find this, otherwise it is not possible. So you should all the time see out of your comfort zone, meet the people, go visit lab, spend time. I do not know, all most of the time we go on Saturdays, Sundays to IITs to spend and interact with the professors. And there is no Saturday, Sunday is the best learning for us. And all other days we have ample work to do in the day-to-day activities. And resources in terms of money and approval, being a government organization or be it a private organization, this is also one of the biggest challenge. and I'm sure that could be achieved by some grants and so the flexibility we might need because having so much of responsibility and need to work in such an area, you need some flexibility to be provided for the faculty members, research scholars, and therefore they can even do better. And that has to be come through the administration, be it the management or the university administration. Then I think product designs can be achievable. And lab infrastructure, as I mentioned that, I must want to say that we have not taken any resources from the university. All that has been created with various project grants and equipment grants. So you should also showcase that kind of outcome through your work. So it is not that all the time we take salary from the institute or organization, but we should also look how am I able to create some revenue to the institute. And it is a challenge to every one of us. Unless we do this kind of knowledge, our capabilities are equipped with ourselves, our existence could be a question mark. So my request to all of us is that try to come out some comfort zone and create a skill set wherein you could take and showcase to your university or your own workplace and create some wealth and showcase that you are capable of doing it. And I think that is the most important, and the time has come for each one of us. So for that, you take some good mentorship. I think we had a very good mentors from IITs and some industries. I don't know how you can get it. It is a God gift, I feel it. But yes, if you constantly try, definitely good people, definitely there are very good people who could help you. Probably some people in your own department may not help, in your own institute may not help. But if you go away, people will come to you and people will help you if your thoughts are good, you are coming out of the comfort zone. Definitely, there are people who could help you and who could mentor you. I think these are some challenges, and you can not that you have challenges. There are ways to overcome, and you need to find that. And every one of us need to find out. Final recommendations I have for product successfully to design, be it a mechanical product or electronic product or any general, you need to visit to the fields and do some good observations, what to be done, how to be done, and conceptualize the solutions to the problems faced. I'm sure each one of us having some problems, be it in your own way of subject teaching, your working environment, your living environment, and try to correlate with your subjects that you are teaching and try to see this a practical way of achieving that. Then definitely that methodology will bring you in a time to come in 5 years down some results which is very essential in the today's context and today's situation. So please do that. Interaction, I'm sure interaction, spend some time, take some time to meet the people, discuss that, attend some events, organize some events. All that will help you to equip such a knowledge and encourage some student innovations. I'm sure students comes up with good ideas. There are several use cases where I could see that students comes up rather criticizing, you facilitate them, work with them, and definitely you will learn it. And follow the right persons and their advices. So I'm sure that now there are in any environment, there are people who cause the problem, but there are people who solve the problems as well. So you need to look and you need to pick which path you want to do have. I think that is the key to success. So it's all with us how we want it to do. And I think with these recommendations, finally, as I already mentioned, to design, you have to work beyond and believe yourself and beyond comfort zone. I think you have a success. The second thing, I know if you start teaching practically in any subject, your design, your product design, innovations, industry collaborations will follow you. I think the primary focus for all of us is how am I practically teaching? Please think it 10 times and try to do that. That is what I have done it, and I could able to do because of that, and I was trying to give you the same methodology. I think research grants gives you a very good potential strength to you and collaborations and wealth to you as a individual and to the department. Involved to lead innovations. I think you don't expect others to lead, rather you lead you. This is as I said. So we should be a problem solvers, not as a problem creators. In be it whatever so, be it administration, be it research, and be it in a process, we shouldn't create the problems to our seniors or at our administration. Rather, whatever possible, try to provide the solutions and work for that. I think if you start behaving and believing in this method, the product design and IPR creation innovations will all follow. Whatever I put on in these slides are my own experiences and own methods which I have been following, and the work that has been done by many researchers, PhD students and others so on. So I thought of uh, uh, highlighting these parameters towards your success, and I request that each one should be followed. So I have done already the good demos and videos to you and also shown you some slides. So I just keeping for that and done it. And I shown you the manuals. Of course, it takes each one of the work practically show you a lot of time, but you can visit those websites which I have shown you. You will be getting all these manuals available. If any one of you are interested, you can use it. And we will be organizing several events in times to come to disseminate the learnings and have such kind of setup at your places so that you can make use of it. We also have our own company, ETA Labs Private Limited, and very good projects we are doing with MNCs in the product designs, IoT solutions, and because that makes me happy to see this the research outcomes goes into the industry for commercialization. I think some question answers I have answered. I will take up few more, but I must acknowledge all my students. Without their support, without their contributions, it cannot be possible. I'm in mentoring and a couple of innovations where I was a main team, but there are many project staff, mentors, collaborators, industry partners. And I must also acknowledge the IGDTW family. Without their administrative approval, without their support, I would not have been completed all the projects and written some proposals further, established the collaborations and other outcomes. So I must acknowledge their contributions altogether. And recently we have done one good event that is National Webinar on IoT and its practical applications, wherein our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Amita Dev, madam who is kind enough to support. Professor M. Balakrishnan sir and Professor PVM Rao sir here, both are from IIT Delhi, whose support, whose mentorship really made me to this level. And Professor Amarjit Singh from IIIT Delhi, and he's started his own startup and he's been acquired by the um, other company and genetics. I think he is very kind enough to show the entrepreneurship path and research path, some projects handling at a very early stage. And we have a very good mentor from Kishore Narang from Nornex Technologies, who has been invited for this event to an expert talk, wherein and that is the kind of collaboration where almost 400, 200, 300 students, researchers, faculty members were attended that particular event. And Professor Sai Prakash ji from NIT Warangal. And there are many more people, industry partners, whose acknowledgement, whose support was there at every stage of work. Through that kind of collaborations, you can able to make it successfully these kind of product designs. I must thanks all these mentors who have contributed to me. I think that's all I have today. And any questions that you have, let me take up now. Over to you, Dr. Rajkamal, please.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very informative talk, and we are glad to have you here. As you have answered most of the questions, and we are taking a final question. Actually, people are asking what are the research areas in this field?
I think product design itself is not anything, and any application, like we have done the medical electronics, we have done the aquaculture, we have done the agriculture, we have taken up this smart home, we have taken up the industrial automation. So I think you need to pick up any one of the area, and that you can do that. So there are three, today you can talk about Industry 4.0, artificial intelligence with IoT. There are many interdisciplinary areas which you feel it comfortable to work and collaborate. That is the most important thing. So alone, like say for example, IoT alone may not going to work very well. AI cannot work very well. You need to work now as a collaboration, integration, interdisciplinary, and that kind of work really makes it successful. So my suggestion to you, you try to collaborate at least couple of areas. So if you are a mechanical student, mechanical faculty work with electronics or computer science, or vice versa. And that kind of approach is really successful, and today it is required.
Thank you very much, sir. Definitely, we will follow your key parameters for success. That was a very impressive session, sir, today. So definitely we will assure that in that way. So the influence of a great teacher can never be erased. Such a way we got very rememberable session today, sir. Thank you very much.